Hey everybody, it's Karen. I have another question I want to answer. I want to respond to this person who reached out to me. I'm uh, I'm really happy they did. They've got alcohol that runs in their family. Um, Give you a little background here. Let's see. It said the struggles are codependent, severe codependency. Parents were alcoholics, sister's an alcoholic, almost died from a overdose in the 90s. Husband is an alcoholic and an opiate addict. He's got 1 year clean, but he's no longer in a treatment program. So she's waiting for the other shoe to drop. Kids are both showing signs of addiction. It's a family disease, right? Uh, she has some issues with alcohol. Always turns to alcohol to handle all this stuff. Um, and then she says, honestly, I get more out of my videos than she was getting out of meetings. Because a lot of people seem to come in with just their trouble. And you know what? I know what she's talking about. So this is first thing, let's just address that right now. If you are trying to get sober and you are going to meetings and you're not getting what you need, like you're not getting any solution, you're just getting the problem, then you're going to the wrong meetings. So what I want you to do is I want you to find a big book study. When you go to a big book study, the big book is the nickname for the book of Alcoholics Anonymous, okay? The answer to your problems are in the first 165 pages of that book. That's where the program is outlined. And so if you want solution, go to a big book study where they talk about the big book. That's what I do. If you notice on my Facebook Lives, I read out of the big book. Okay? Everything that I'm telling you is pretty much out of the big book. If you want to know where half this stuff I talk about codependency is, it's in 2 different chapters, actually 3. You could read The Family Afterwards, you could read to 2 wives, and you could read to the employers. You could also read you could read the whole 165 pages. It talks about more about alcoholism, and there is a solution in everything that I talk about. Okay? So this is not stuff that I came up with myself. It's all old school, basic, free advice that works. Okay? So go to a big book study. Then you're going to hear a lot of stuff like what I say, and it's going to make you feel better. But then she says, let's see, everybody at meetings talks about let go and let God, or spiritual awakenings, or trusting in your higher power. I'm a pretty devout Catholic. I guess I would say my faith is strong, except when I'm in the throes of a severe panic attack and I can't breathe. I don't know how we will pay the mortgage. I feel so empty. My kids are grown out of the house. The best years are behind me. It's then that I try to tap into my faith. I try to trust God. She tells me something a priest says. A priest says God holds us into being. If he stopped caring for a minute, we would vanish. I guess I believe, but I don't feel it. Does anyone actually feel cared for? Do you feel him, or do you just kind of know he's there caring for you? Well, I feel him, and I know he's here caring for me. I keep trying to trust. Then I hear about this virus and tornadoes in Nashville. I start asking myself if God cared for these people. It messes with my head. I need faith right now to get through crippling anxiety, but I'm really struggling with trust. Okay. Yes, this is the plight of alcoholism. You are suffering from alcoholism. That's all that stuff is that you just described, okay? So let's just pare it right down. First thing, you're going to go to AA meetings and treat your own alcoholism before we worry about codependency. We're going to get you some help first, okay? So you watch my videos and you go to meetings. Go to big book studies, all right? That's the first thing you're going to do. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to stay in the moment. In the moment. That is where your power is. Do not jet off into the future and do not go into the past, okay? Don't worry about his alcohol, her alcoholism, everybody's alcoholism. Too much. No. Go to meetings for yourself and stay in the moment. When you have a panic attack coming on and you can feel it coming on, you are going to want to do the 5 senses, right? You're going to want to just whatever the five senses are. What are they? Taste, smell, sight, hear, touch, right? Yeah, five. So first thing you want to do is you start feeling a panic attack. Look at something. Find something to look at. Look at it. Find something to touch. Feel it. Can you smell something? Smell it, right? Can you hear something? Listen. Can you hear something? Those things are grounding things. They will ground you into where you're at. They bring you into the moment. When you start having a panic attack, you're thinking about it ahead. You're worrying your best years are behind you. You don't know that. You don't know that. You might be starting a whole new chapter of your life. I know I am. I don't believe in this, I don't know. I don't believe in any of that. In the moment, okay? Nashville, tornadoes, government, politics, none of my business. None of my business. My business is me and how I'm reacting to life. I tend to try to look at the bright side of things. I use what's called a shift of perception. It's how you look at things, right? You hear people talk about that. I saw on the news about the Nashville tornadoes, and it seems horrible, right? But then I saw this guy on the TV, and he says, you know what? It's times like this that all of us come together, and it shows of what a strong community we are, right? That's his perspective. He's got a good perspective on it. He lost his house, but he's helping others. Maybe that's the jolt in his life he needed to realize that stuff is just stuff, and human experience is where it's at. So you have to not worry about everybody else and everything else. You're going to stay right in the moment. I know you're worried about your husband. He's not working a program. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. My experience is that if you don't treat this illness, it will treat you. So it's a matter of time. People that do stay sober without a program usually are pretty miserable, but that's really none of your business either. Your business is your own alcoholism. And then after you get some alcoholism, some treatment for your alcoholism, that codependency will also take care of itself. Those two things will kind of start working, and you're going to be in recovery. What you need is going to find you. Faith is an action. Faith is not, I can't just find trust. If you're asking me how I have faith, faith is an action word. I pray and I help others. I pray and I help others. I have a program of recovery. The 12 steps is pretty much that. By the time I did my 12 steps, took responsibility for my own life, started minding my own business, then I started praying and helping others. Steps 10, 11, and 12, the maintenance steps, right? That is an action. That is faith. And if I take care of my recovery first, everything else gets looked after. And I know it's God because I can't do it by myself. I screw up my life. If I try to run my life, I end up drinking and I'm unemployable. I can't even drive to Walmart without vodka in my purse. I can't take a shower with a beer in there. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm worthless. So I know there's a God. I see it in my life. I see it in other people's lives. There are people that are getting help, that are recovering, and they're rebuilding their lives, and they're helping others. That is what we're going to focus on. So I can help you. I can definitely help you, but you have to do the work. The first thing I want you to do is find a big book study, and then let me know when and where it is. Direct message me back and tell me what you found out, okay? I love you all. Faith is in action. Get busy. It's hard to hit a moving target. Bye.